Hey guys, 681 Shadow, and welcome to a very special discussion video. For those of you who are up to date on the Boku no Hero Academia anime, we just finished the Hero Killer Stain arc, and after seeing his character and his motives throughout the episodes in this arc, I wanted to make this video where I analyze Stain's motives as the Hero Killer and make a decision of whether or not he was wrong, his motives were morally justified or not. So I will have a poll on the top right of the video, as long as I can figure out how to do that, for you guys to let me know what you guys think about Stain's motives. Are they morally justified or are they not? And for this analysis, we're going to be considering Stain's two types of interactions: when he is interacting with heroes and when he is interacting with villains. So let's jump right into this. Stain's view of heroes is very straightforward right from the start of right from when he first appears. He wants to rid the world of all of the heroes who only became heroes because they want the fame, the financial benefit, and basically the side bonuses of being a hero, rather than them wanting to be a hero with the purpose to save people. And throughout the series, we've only seen Stain acknowledge three heroes that fit his definition of a hero, which are All Might, Midoriya, and Todoroki, aka either the ones that he wants to kill him or the ones that he would spare, because he did spare Midoriya and Todoroki in the fight, and then All Might was and of course he wants to be killed by All Might because All Might is the one true hero in the world. And looking at the other angle of this, we have the people who Stain shows, who seems to think that these people are, or the people that Stain thinks are fake heroes, as he would call them. People like Inganium, Native, Ida, like probably all of the heroes at the normal hero agency, which is where Ida had his internship, and possibly Endeavor. And I say possibly Endeavor because it wasn't outright stated that Stain sees Endeavor as a fake hero, but we can infer that that he doesn't see Endeavor as a real hero just because of Stain's reaction when he saw Endeavor at the end of episode 30. So and also it's not outright said that he didn't see the heroes of the normal hero agency as true heroes by his definition. But this couldn't be really explored further, and plus we only had the heroes that were shown at the scene when everyone was gathering at the alleyway after Stain had been taken out by Midoriya, Ida, and Todoroki. And Stain, and also we also saw in episode 30 that Stain very much respects people who he sees as true heroes. Like for example, in episode 30, when the winged Nomu had taken up Midoriya, and everyone's saying there, like, "Oh God, we need to go and save Midoriya," especially like Gran Torino, because Gran Torino is the most responsible for him since Midoriya is under him for the internship. But but you had a really cool scene in the episode of Stain cutting himself free from the ropes, licking the drops of blood from the Nomu, and then going to kill the Nomu, thus saving Midoriya. And while we may have seen Stain as a villain, this last action that he made kind of makes him seem like an anti-hero, because he did save the protagonist in the series, and it proves that he will only kill the heroes that he deems as fake, but he has a lot of respect for those heroes who he deems as true heroes, like All Might and Midoriya. Now, on the flip side of this, when he during encounters with villains, he doesn't really have too many encounters with villains. It's just when he encounters the League of Villains. So at first, in when he was encountering Shigaraki and Kurogiri in like in their little hideout place, I'm forgetting which episode it was. I believe it was like episode 14, I want to say, of season 2. But episode like 26 around there of the series in general. But during his encounter with Shigaraki and Kurogiri, Stain used absolute brute force to force out Shigaraki's true colors, his true motives, Um, and Stan only did this because he wanted to see if Shigaraki was worth working with, just because the initial impression that Shigaraki gave Stan was not the best in Stan's opinion because Shigaraki just wants to destroy whatever he doesn't like, whether it be All Might um or kids like Midoriya that just get on his nerves. And Stan despises Shigaraki because his motives are aimless, and this adds a whole new layer to Stan's philosophy because if he is if he also hates villains that are aimless in what they're doing, then um he really just hates those villains that are really aimless in what they're doing. That's that's I feel like that's a really important layer to Stan's philosophy that they didn't tell us right from the start. And I really like how they didn't tell us that right from the start because it's kind of like a more is a much more bigger reveal type thing that his philosophy doesn't just only go towards heroes, it also goes towards villains. And going off of the example earlier when he saves Midoriya, um Stain I feel like Stain killed the Nomu for the winged Nomu for two reasons which both connect to his ideology. Which the first of those is that the Nomu isn't aligned to Stain's definition as of true villain, which of course is to have a purpose in what you are doing. So that's why. So that logic there makes Stain into sort of a villain character. But once again, I do disagree with him being a villain. I do think he is an anti-hero in the series. Um, but um, but he killed the Nomu because it seemed like it was aimlessly. He saw the Nomus were aimlessly just destroying the city, not really having any goal. And it is not clearly stated that it's not clearly stated that Stain knows that the Nomus are part of are directly taking orders from Shigaraki. There's a lot of evidence that leads towards that he knows because when he has native pinned against the wall, he says, "Oh, the idiots have come out." So because of that, even if he knows that the Nomus are Shigaraki's pawns, basically, then he would kill the Nomu because of Shigaraki's aimless motives. But if he thought that the Nomu was acting on its own free will, he would still kill it because it's just aimlessly causing havoc in the city rather than having some purpose for doing that. And the second reason for killing that Nomu is because it had taken Midoriya of all people that were there. If he had taken like Gran Torino, for example, Stain wouldn't have done anything. But because he took Midoriya, the only person there, like the person there that most fit his definition of a hero, um, Midori, and letting Midoriya get flown away by this Nomu, possibly even getting killed by the Nomu, um, that would be entirely against Stain's ideals because that would just upset the balance um, put that he wishes to put in the world. And to put all of these together, um, it seems that all in all, Stain's ideology is that he wants the heroes to be heroes because they want to save people, because they want to make a difference, and he only wants villains to be villains so that only if they have a purpose in their villainy. But now let's bring this all back together and return to the initial question: Are Stain's motives morally justified here? Because he is the hero killer. He has killed a lot of heroes. He killed a lot of heroes. But in my personal opinion, I believe that after looking at everything, Stain's motives are justified, but he is doing it in a very extreme. He is going about implementing his motives in a very extreme manner because if it really comes down to it, all he wants is for heroes to always want to save people and not care as much about the fame and fortune, the stuff that can corrupt people, and he wants villains to have a purpose in life. Well, not in life, in basically causing chaos and havoc. He wants the villains to have a purpose. So I feel like he sees the reality of the world on how in their world where about 80% of the population has superpowers, there's always going to be villains and there's always going to be heroes, and I feel like he's trying to, because I feel like Stain understands that this balance is going to be there forever, because because it's basically impossible to have a utopia where everyone is good. So with that, then Stain, I feel like Stain is just trying to make the balance of heroes and villains as good as possible, basically. That's what I feel like. And once again, as I say, and killing all these unjust heroes is very extreme, as I did state before. It actually is working very well, because in one of the episodes, Kurogiri does note that all of the places where Stain has appeared and killed 4 heroes, as Ida had previously mentioned, that where he kills 4 heroes in each city, the crime rates in all of those cities have in fact decreased. So Stain is, so despite his extreme handling of these motives, he is in turn making a difference in the world. But once again, that is just my opinion of Stain's motives being justified, and him being an anti-hero. But let me know what your opinions are in the comment section below, and also do vote on the poll in the upper right that I did mention before. I'll definitely be interested to see what you guys think about Stain, as whether you think his motives are morally justified, if and whether or not he is an anti-hero. So with that, this is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching this special video. I worked really hard on this video, so um, definitely remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and share, so we can have a lot more content on the channel. We have been doing daily uploads for almost 2 weeks now. We're going to try to keep it up. But with that, we will see you all next time.